on Cabrillo Highway.
Yeah, Cabrillo Highway. So just an interesting fact, Kevin.
Yes.
Again, it is saying we are on the North Cabrillo Highway going south.
So it's, oh, this looks like it's an old airport or something.
Yeah.
That's weird that it does that though.
Yeah. Yeah, it confused me yesterday for a second there, but now I understand why.
Right. You understand? They're just saying it's the North 101, the North, not the direction.
Yeah, it's called the North 101. I wonder what it is they grow here that thrives in this foggy weather.
Good question.
I know if it was Southern California it would have been strawberries, but does that look like cabbage?
It's hard to say.
Man, your intercom is just going all kinds of crazy right now.
Yeah, I know. And actually, I'm now getting slapping in it. No more chipmunks.
Are those all police cars down there?
Yes, they are. I notice if I get a little too far back, it tends to do that. There's a sweet spot of being like right in a certain range.
It's crazy because the Bluetooth is supposed to have, what was it, half a mile? And
Yeah.
we are in direct sight of each other, so it should be pretty clear.
We should be able to talk about almost up to where that car is in front of us.
Yeah.
El Granada.
Nice little towns.
Oh, the coast is beautiful.
Yep. Look at a little harbor here.
That's the thing, everybody is moving out of California, and I think if we had to move, it has to be somewhere with this coastline and pretty riding.
There's not a lot of that. Well, actually, that's not true. East Coast has it.
I think probably like Florida. What else? Texas has some coastline too, but there's no hills in Texas. It's just flat. There's no hills in Texas.
You can ride for a long time though. You can't just see the same thing. Flat.
Tennessee. That's but Tennessee's not close to the coast though, right?
No, but they do have a lot of lakes.
They have a lot of lakes. They have beautiful mountains.
A lot of rivers.
Really pretty over there.
Yeah, very luscious and green.
Same with Kentucky. There's North and South Carolina. They have hills and the coast.
I think right now they were saying the top states to move to is Texas, Idaho, Florida, and there was one more, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Sweet Tennessee whiskey.
The only thing bad about moving to Florida is if you have a pool, you can't just run out and jump in it. You got to make sure you have no.
Yeah, you got to sure there's no alligators in there.
Oh my goodness. Oh, these guys are having fun out there.
Oh yeah.
Look like a little
early morning surf.
Yeah.
There's a whole group of them are there, stopping here. Whole group of them are there. Looks like it's a little surfing school. Look at the young kids like learning how to paddle on the sand there.
Oh, they're having fun.
Yeah, it's a little surfing school,
Yeah.
wakeboarding school. I prefer to be under the water than on top of it.
Next stop, Santa Cruz.
You know, I know where to go, Dieter.
What's that?
It's got both gorgeous mountains and plenty of riding in undisturbed areas.
Where is that?
Alaska.
Yeah, but for 3/4 of the year you can't ride.
You can. You just better get very cold winter clothing.
But here's the thing though. During the summertime, the sun goes to set at 1 o'clock in the morning and rises again at 1:30 in the morning.
Exactly. So this thing's got all day to ride. You don't have to fall asleep.
Exactly.
You got as much backwood country as you want to explore. Just bring your own gas.
That's, I think living out in Alaska is a whole new culture to get used to.
Yeah, it would be. Dang, freaking roads need to be repaired.
Yeah, these bumps and ruts and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you get in one and it'll throw you off the road.
I don't, with the Goldwing, I don't have an issue with that. It's just like those little craters that you get in the road that like you don't see in time.
Yeah.
Kadump.
Normally they don't bother me, but there's a couple deep ones that have caught me. Although I will admit you do have a wider back tire.
Yeah. But for the way Harley designed that bike though, that rear tire seems to work perfectly well.
It does.
Not as bad as yesterday. It's cool, 54 degrees.
That's a lot warmer.
Yeah, it's,
And the fog is higher up, so it's not that cold.
yeah. Yeah, we just made a stop out here in Half Moon Bay. Had some nice coffee.
Not Starbucks.
Not Starbucks. This is, I've never seen that before. We pulled up at the Starbucks right here and I saw the sign on the window that said pick up here, download the app, and it was just a tiny little store with a counter, and then in the back they were making your orders, but there was no restroom, nothing. So we decided to just have some Mickey D's coffee, which was actually pretty decent, and so that we can use the restrooms there. And now making our way further south. Like I was saying, our next stop right here is going to be in exactly 48 miles now. Half Moon Bay right here that we're going through, and we're going to stop in Santa Cruz in just a bit here, just short of 50 miles to Santa Cruz.
No group available.
Don't forget any of the turnouts we find along the way.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Some really beautiful views of the ocean as we go by. For now, we bring you the beautiful green hills of Half Moon Bay.
Ooh, let's smell.
Cows?
Now I think it was a trash vehicle that passed us, and the smell coming off it was not very good.
Oh, I missed that one. Thankfully. You're still rolling, right, Dieter?
What's that?
You're still rolling?
I'm rolling.
Oh, you see the hawk sitting over there on the wire?
I don't know, I didn't see it. Maybe the camera picked it up. Don't you do it. Hey, what a beautiful little parkway right here with these overhanging trees. We are still on Cabrillo Highway running south, also known as Highway 1 or PCH. The Pacific Coast Highway.
To burn it off. The temperature's gone up a little bit, I can feel.
Can't see it so clearly right now, but that's the ocean right there to the right. A little fogged in right now.
The DTS model or DTC model have regular gas, or does it take premium?
It still runs on 87.
Okay.
the DCT.
Don't feel like we're in California anymore, that's for sure.
Gosh, beautiful.
What a beautiful valley. Keep left. Don't know what that is. Piece of bark or something.
Piece of redwood. Or in that case, deadwood.
San Gregorio?
San Gregorio. Or Gregorio, something like that.
Oh, pretty busy. Volleyball, popular hangout.
Some good sets coming in right now. There you go. Look at that.
Hey, look at the coast right here. How's this motorhome riding that we're all following behind? He's speeding his way up the hill and we're picking up speed, and then when we go down he's going really slowly.
He obviously doesn't know that he's supposed to let slower vehicles move.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a big enough
yeah, he could have turned out into one of these parking deals just to let them by.
nice pretty beach down there.
Antonio State Beach.
Wow.
We don't have to worry about pulling over. There's already a line in front of us.
Gorgeous.
Yes, sirree. Must be pretty shallow, far out, Peter. See how far those waves are breaking.
See that motorhome could have pulled off to the side right there.
Oh yeah. You pull off right here in front of this Caltrans.
Yeah.
Look at all the sea lions out
he's
on the
making
rock.
a lift, yeah.
Oh yeah.
$33 miles to Santa Cruz.
Yep.
Is that our next stop?
Well, not next. It can be a stop if we need it to be. It was just another point that I put in the stops for Apple Maps. So I wanted to force it to keep us on Highway 1, so that's what I had to do.
Okay.
Like that. There were many different apps that I used to plan my routes, but I've now resorted to just using Apple Maps 99% of the time. I like getting all the alerts for traffic and accidents ahead and roadworks ahead and all those kinds of things happening, police stops ahead, all those things. And it's really great app to use. I use it with CarPlay on this unit right here, so I'll have a list of my turn-offs coming here, but I can see my map on this side on the CarPlay unit. And then for the 1% that I don't use Apple Maps, I use TomTom Go, and that is a app that you have to purchase. I think it was like $30 when I purchased TomTom Go. And the way TomTom Go works is before I take a trip for free, you just download all the upgrades to the maps and that kind of thing. So if there were any things that needed to be upgraded on roads and things like that, that'll take place that way. And when I am in an area where I have no cell phone reception and I need to route somewhere, I will use TomTom Go to do that for that occasion, because the maps are actually downloaded to the actual phone. Now I heard that sometime here in the future Apple Maps are going to be doing that. They already have it to where you can download certain portions of your route onto Apple Maps, or if you're doing a smaller route you can load, not to Apple Maps, I mean to your iPhone, or if you're doing a really short route, you just download that route to the iPhone, and then you don't have to worry about not having cell signal. But I heard that sometime here in the future that the maps for Apple Maps will actually be stored on the actual phone, and it will just do its own updates like every other app updates on your iPhone automatically. And it'll also have, obviously like it's doing now, all the traffic alerts and all those other different types of alerts. But then when you go into areas where you don't have cell phone reception, you can route from there and it'll still give you directions. And obviously when you get to an area where you have reception, it'll then go to live maps again. But yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. Once that happens, I will exclusively use Apple Maps. You can store quite a few destinations or stops in your route. So today we left Novato, and from Novato, Apple Maps wanted to take me straight down the 101 and just take us to Santa Maria. But I wanted to stay along the coast all the way to Carmel. Well, I wanted to stay along the coast all the way to Santa Maria, but we can't because of the road closures. Yeah, so I just put in little stops along the way to force the map to take me down a specific route, and it works extremely well. Love Apple Maps. I know a lot of riders who are, especially the Android guys, they do the same thing with Google Maps. So I've used Google Maps before, I just don't like it, so I stopped using it. Oh, lane ends, merge left, but we'll let this guy pass if he wants to. I've used Google Maps a couple times. I just prefer the Apple Map interface, and so that's what I use. I've tried many, probably about 15 different navigation apps, and so far Apple Maps is by far my favorite.